So in the series Bungo Stray Dogs, there's a character named Atsushi Nakajima that's not able to control his ability, Beast Beneath the Moonlight. And while a lot of us have chalked it up to the fact that he just never knew about the ability, what if there was another reason? Well, before we get into that reason, just make sure if you haven't already, please hit that like, that subscribe, and hit that notification bells for more. So if you've never seen Bungo Stray Dogs, there are these things known as gifts. Now, gifts are basically just an ability that every other anime has. It's the power system of Bungo Stray Dogs. You have a group like the Armed Detective Agency that has powers. You have a group like Port Mafia that also has powers. Then you have the Guild, the Special Division for Unusual Powers, and so on and so forth. But only a few characters have shown lack of control. Even less have shown lack of control because they simply just cannot control it. Like, early on, Octagawa struggled with using his ability, but that's because his ability was such a unique one. But then you have characters like Atsushi, Kyoka, and Sujima, who are characters that weren't able to control their abilities because of other reasons. Specifically, in Kyoka and Sujima's case, it was passed down. Now, when you look at Atsushi, you could say that he compares more to Octagawa in the sense that it was just such an unusual power that he wasn't able to control it. But Octagawa knew about his ability. Atsushi didn't even know that he had an ability. He never even knew that he could transform into this were-tiger. So it makes me believe that there's a possibility that Atsushi had his ability passed down to him, very similar to Kyoka and Sujima. Now, the only difference between Atsushi and Kyoka is that Atsushi does not have a device needed to summon his ability, whereas Kyoka had a device, i.e. her phone, that she had to use to be able to use Demon Snow. But you could chalk this up to that her mother wasn't able to properly pass down the ability to Kyoka because she was in a hurry because she was almost going to be killed. Atsushi's parents, or whoever gave him this ability, may have been able to properly pass it down to him. And see, there is a little bit of evidence for it possibly being his parents outside of the lack of control, because we also hear the orphanage director tell Atsushi that this, meaning the abuse and the mental trauma that he's putting Atsushi through, is nothing compared to what your parents have put you through. And the first time I heard this, I thought he was talking about how maybe Atsushi's parents abused him or Atsushi's parents abandoned him. But then it got me thinking, what if the director knows about gifts and what he was actually saying was that this is nothing compared to what your parents put you through because they gave you a gift that you're not even able to control? And when you look at the fact that Atsushi was not able to control his ability, he would transform at random. He didn't even know that he would transform because he had no memory of it. So he's just going around destroying the orphanage. That actually makes a lot of sense, because if Atsushi happened to kill somebody while he was in his Beast Beneath the Moonlight form and never knew it, but then was just told, oh, well, you have this gift and you're not able to control it, you transform into a were-tiger and you killed somebody, I don't want to compare trauma, but I think, to me at least, I would be more broken about this than what the orphanage director put me through. So maybe that was what the director was alluding to. But what if it wasn't Atsushi's parents that gave him the ability? Because you see, in Chinese mythology, there is a god known as Byakuyo, which is a tiger, very, very, very similar to Atsushi's were-tiger. Like, they look almost a one-of-one. And it's a very big possibility that Atsushi wasn't given the ability by his parents, but the ability was given to him by the gods themselves. Now, how would Atsushi get this ability, and how could this actually be a possibility? Well, to answer how he could have got this ability, it's very possible that maybe Atsushi was dying at birth and his parents prayed to the gods, or when his parents abandoned him, maybe they didn't want to abandon him, but they were forced to, and his parents prayed to the gods to protect Atsushi. Either one, the gods heard these cries and they sent Byakuyo down to protect Atsushi. Which, if this is the case, it would explain one of my biggest questions when it comes to Atsushi's ability, Beast Beneath the Moonlight, and the fact that it has a were-tiger ability, but it also has a healing ability as well. I never understood where did the healing ability come from, But if it is because his ability is a god ability, then that would make a lot of sense, because a lot of times in fiction, gods have healing factors. And you see, this isn't a new thing in Bungo Stray Dogs. We know that gods are present thanks to the god Arabaki, which is an actual god in Japanese mythology, or at least believed to be a lower tier sort of god, because there's not too much information known on Arabaki, but it is present in Bungo Stray Dogs. It is present inside of Chuya, and that's why Chuya has Upon the Tainted Sorrow. Plus, he also has his corruption ability. That corruption ability was given to him by Arabaki, the god of calamity. So maybe Atsushi's parents didn't pray to the gods, but instead were experimenting on Atsushi, which would mean that the director knew, either A, knew about this, or B, had a possible knowing of this, and was like, this is nothing compared to what your parents put you through, because, hey, buddy, your parents experimented on you and put a god inside of you, which would also mean that maybe Atsushi has more than one ability, and that's why he has a transformation ability and a healing ability. Maybe the transformation ability is Beast Beneath the Moonlight, but the healing ability comes from himself and his own ability that has yet to been revealed. Crazy enough, though, there is a little bit of evidence to help this, and it's the fact that in episode 1/chapter 1, we hear Atsushi tell Dazai and Kunakita that a tiger has been following him, that he himself sees a tiger following him. But we know that this tiger is his ability, so how would he have seen it following him? Well, if you remember when Atsushi jumps out of the Moby Dick, he actually has a meeting with his ability in a conscious realm, very similar to how Naruto would meet with Kurama in that conscious realm. So it's very possible that Beast Beneath the Moonlight is able to act upon its own, which would mean if it can, it would have to be a godlike ability, because we've never seen any other ability do this outside of Dead Apple, but that was because of somebody else's ability. So I truly believe that Atsushi was not only given an ability, but he was also given a godlike ability, or an ability from the gods. It is also very interesting, too, with the fact that Atsushi never knew about his ability. Like, the other people who lacked control, Kyoka, Sujima, they knew about their abilities. Even Akutagawa, who was struggling with his ability early on, at least knew about his ability. But Atsushi didn't. And that is interesting right there. That I could only explain with maybe Byakuyo just never wanted Atsushi to know because he felt that Atsushi wasn't worthy, but just wanted to save Atsushi because if he was dying as a baby. Or maybe he just felt bad for Atsushi and didn't want him to get involved in any kind of ability wars and all that stuff, because of the fact that it was put into him by force via experiments and all that stuff. I don't know. All I do know is, though, y'all go ahead and let me know down below if y'all rocking with this. If y'all rocking with this theory, do y'all think it's possible, or do y'all have some other theory? And make sure, if you haven't already, please hit that like, that sub, and that notification bells for more Bungo Stray Dogs content and more anime and manga content in general. Have a great day, everybody.